Tell me your name and what you're doing.
My name is Emily Wood, and I'm here to protest the war. I'm totally against it for a lot of reasons. I think it's a moral atrocity, and I'm here to represent just myself, basically.
What do you think of this incredible event today?
I think it's really important that people come together and do what they have to do to express their opinions, because absolutely, I would say a majority of the people I know are being ignored right now, and I think stuff like this is what makes it impossible to ignore, that there is a large percentage of the population that is completely against this war.
I think it's a silent majority.
I would agree with you, and I wish people would stop being silent about it and come out and show your support at these events. It's really important. Even if you're not affiliated with a group, just come on out and show your support for the peace movement.
These are politically and emotionally charged times. People, in search of the truth, have grown frustrated, taken to the streets to demonstrate their outrage against the war. Some express their anger with music. Others demonstrated their opposition artistically. But there were opposing points of view.
And some so-called American calling the troops murderers for being over there, and I just want them to know the vast majority of the American people support them and thank them for what they're doing. And we'll never have another 9/11 again.
And so, do you? I mean, it's kind of brave to come out here with all of these folks and get your point across.
Why be brave? These people are out here. How would I put it? These people are over here voicing their opinion. We all can voice our opinion.
Our president lies to us every day, and the press rolled over and died. The press lies to the goddamn troops, and they're sending them there to murder.
Exactly. The press is lying.
The press is the problem. The American press rolled over and kisses George Bush's. He's been lying since day one, and the press just died.
At the People's Church in El Barrio, poets brought verse to their dissension.
When we say poets opposing war and people opposing war, what we're actually talking about is giving voice to any kind of opposition that people have personally, politically, religiously, spiritually, physically, against all kinds of aggression, repression, suppression, and stuff like that that messes with people's lives.
Military targets. Somewhere in the midst of Quetzaltenango, somewhere at the outskirts of Addis Ababa, in the modern city of Salvador, in ancient Baghdad, between Cusco and Ayacucho, in Upper Manhattan and West Philadelphia, in Lower Loisaida on the east side of the Bronx. War-torn tears fall like rain, drops, another season of blood, another abandoned lot, another helicopter raid, another missile attack, another Neo-Roman brigade butchering the presence of the present generation, resisting against perpetual slave, against this curse of white man's control, straggling and strangling the streets of our cities where children walk barefoot and sullen and suddenly lost, scratching their arms or the mud in their hair or the pitiful pain of enemy planes dropping their bombs on the holes of their homes where nothing is left but a ditch by the road and mama and papa so suddenly gone. Like waves of ocean pounding against a deserted rock, the Hudson River beats, the Schuylkill River dries, El Rio de la Madre de Dios bleeds from this lack of mercy, from these laboratory drugs, from this latest super-con New World Order, dropping tears and rain like greed and vain, and the calluses of bombs, or a dose of cocaine, like the smoke from the pipe of crack-grinning grain, ripping the remnants of the city of patriots and bombs and multiple scuds, dropped like college students trading their tuition for a gun, dropped like mercenaries bought with a dime, like the super of a tenement in flames, working for the profits of a super rich shame, drugs and bombs and folks with no rent, dropped and falling like children wandering alone, searching for a cluster of hope, for a moment of pity, a tender embrace, the breaking of bread, the warmth of a blanket, the security of a bed. Military targets for napalm and dope, for practice and bragging and high-tech control, burning the heart of a parentless child, scalding the hearth of earth, now tired and spent and hurting and bursting like children in tears, whose blood gets spilled like the flow of a river where the Tigris and Euphrates meet, where the Orinoco becomes the Rio Negro, where the Harlem River turns to the east, where even God and godless lie prostrate in the face of a desert where new grass sprouts, another military target bombed.
Well, this is an historic gathering of people who have voices and concerns about things that concern us. Because if you listen to the news, See, the problem with war is that every war after the war before it gets more dangerous than the war before it. Like they figure out new ways to like annihilate everybody. And their aim all the time in making war is to get closer and closer to threatening you personally. That's the aim of war, is to threaten you personally. Now the problem with Americans is that they don't believe that anything is happening until they go to the supermarket and they can't get what they want. Then they say maybe something is going on because they can't get what they want. You know, the supermarket's out of rice crackers. You know, something like that.
Hell no, we won't fight your filthy battles no more. Hell no, 'cause we've got some battles of our own to fight for. Ooh, sa 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 sa. Ooh, sa 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 sa. Ooh, sa 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 sa. Hell no. Conspiracy theory poem. Number 666. So far, my first poem of the year has had trouble materializing. I've been holding out for something good to happen, like an outbreak of peace. I've been burning candles and saying incantations, trying to visualize a world with compassion, but all I see is Bush's head superimposed on a skull and oath of death dribbling from his lips like a vial of poison, bloodstains on his mason's apron. I even cut the umbilical cord to my TV, tried to extricate myself from the matrix, but my fingerprints are registered with the state, wanted for their healing touch in a land where healing is illegal, outlawed by the AMA because plants grow free, not able to fit in bottles. I'm boycotting the news. It's mostly garbage, not fit to print, intended to create mass hysteria, make you think you're delirious. The smallpox vaccine is deadlier than HIV. Beware of microchips in your cereal, programming you to buy shit you do not need that could be hazardous to your health. Tell your children not to give up blood for oil. The New World disorder is much more than a buzzword. Peace is possible. Teach your sons, just say no to war. The WTC was an inside job. Bin Laden is a figment of the Bush imagination, like democracy in Florida or the notion that the Civil War is over. Perhaps you haven't noticed, but the oil barons are fighting and gun sales are good for the economy, and I don't know much about gangster rap, but the real gangsters do drive-bys with tanks on Palestinian ghettos. The seeds of Hitler's bastard babies don't fall far from trees, so I guess I won't be hired as poet laureate or as Def Jam turns a deaf ear to the truth on my plate, but I don't give a damn. I don't write poems to win slams. These poems are so much like prophecy. Sometimes I'm scared to write what I see, but words tumble through my pen like Zen, shining the light on this corruption and sin. I be that warrior of light, illuminating Illuminati, exposing forces of darkness. I come to ruin the party. I teach your children to question authority like the morality of the moral majority in this big, dysfunctional family.